Welcome to episode 1 of South Korea Untold with your host, Louis Super. Now, in this podcast episode, we will be looking at why you may want to move to South Korea for yourself, whether that's to study, live, work, or simply just to travel. So why not join the K-Wave and head to South Korea? Now, I've been living in South Korea for 4.5 years. Initially, I planned on coming just for 1 year, but fell in love and ended up staying so much. And, I thought I'd challenge myself in this episode to get through it and not talk about Gangnam Style once. However, the truth is you can't talk about this amazing country, this fascinating country, this traditional and historic country without mentioning K-pop. And in particular, mentioning Park Jae-sang, or PSY, or Psy, who brought the world the most famous song of all time, and world refined how we think about South Korea through K-pop and the song Gangnam Style. Because this traditional and historic country, but also ultra-modern and edgy country, or pop culture, South Korea is home of K-pop, but also K-hip-hop, K-punk, K-rock, and so much more. It's also a country that produces world-leading cinema, trend-setting fashion, and cult TV shows like Squid Game that have swept the globe. Plus, it's a place to go if you really want to experience some food. Fried chicken and beer is a most loved Korean staple, which, yes, I was surprised about when I first come, KFC. However, it's a must-have monthly dish for me now. South Korea, of course, is a country of moment. And even more excitingly, it's about to open its doors to foreign tourists for the first time since the beginning of the pandemic. That said, they're opening more visas, offering better chances for digital and remote workers, and of course for people to learn the language and take that language home to their countries. So let's dive in a little deeper. Now, this extraordinary country, Korea, has many dense urban areas. Now, they have developed parks and recreation facilities, high-tech infrastructure, and also modern public transportation systems. And these are just some of the things that make Korea great and a recognized hotspot for international business and travel. Now, for example, Seoul Olympic Park, which is located in the capital of Seoul, has actually preserved the spirit of the 1988 Summer Olympics, and it's still open today. Today, you can experience a host of sports, leisure, and a variety of cultural activities as well. Now, of course, to this day, South Korea remains one of the world's most ethnically homogeneous countries, and it's believed that the people of South Korea are direct descendants of several minority Mongol tribes who ventured into the Korean peninsula about 500,000 years ago. Today, South Korea has approximately 49 million people, making it one of the world's most dense populated countries in the world, and South Korea currently maintains diplomatic relationships with over 170 different nations. So, what is Korea famous for? Now, I touched on this a little bit before, but of course, high-speed trains, K-pop, broadband internet, high-tech manufacturing, and of course the martial art of Taekwondo. Now, Korea is home to an endless number of world-class attractions and annual events that foreigners and locals alike enjoy each year. There's something for everyone in Korea, and a person could easily spend years traveling around the country and exploring all it has to offer. Now, like I said, I've been here for 4.5 years. I've lived in Seoul for 1 year, a smaller city, Daejeon, for about 4 months, a farm town called Gimhae, which is located near Busan, for about 3 months, and then the rest of the time I've been in Daegu for about 2.5 years, and I still have not seen all of the country. Now, South Korea boasts one of the world's largest international airports, the third largest subway system, and the third fastest land train, the KTX, which carries people from one end of Korea in less than 3 hours at speeds of in excess of 360 kilometers an hour. Now, South Korea is one of the most law-abiding countries in Asia, leaving foreigners to the country men and women alike, feeling quite safe. Now, Korea is a place where you can go to a park or a restaurant or a cafe and simply leave your phone and laptop on a table, be gone for an hour, whether you're going to have a cigarette, go to the bathroom, or take a phone call outside, and everything will be there when you return. Now, the UK is simply not like that, nor Europe. I think if I had left my phone on the table for 2 minutes, it would probably be gone when I came back. Now, of course, Korea is very safe, especially at night, and its non-aggressive nature lets foreigners enjoy the place and is great for solo travelers. Now, at times, Korea may have a stop and stare at Westerners, but this isn't meant to intimidate them. It's simply because they find Westerners intriguing and they're interested in their appearance, culture, and attitudes. It's not unusual for Koreans to offer you food and drinks at a bar or restaurant in order to hear you speak English or practice their English. Now, many Koreans, and young Koreans especially, are learning English at school from a very young age, from English kindergarten, maybe to hagwons, or even language exchanges when they're older. So for them, it's a great chance to talk to more open-minded people and practice that. Now, of course, food is the center of Korean culture, and there's an old saying that goes, everything begins with a meal. Korean cuisine is more than just kimchi or bulgogi. It includes dishes based on soy sauce, dashi, toasted sesame seed oil, and seaweed, to name a few. Now, even after close to 5 years in Korea, I'm still discovering new dishes that taste completely different from what I'm used to. Many Koreans ask me, oh, do you like spicy food because you're a foreigner? Of course, I've had a lot of traveling experience myself, and my favorite cuisine is Thai food. So I don't actually find Korean food that spicy, to be honest, but some foreigners might find it change onto their palate from Western food. Now, Korean restaurants are great because service is fast and there's also no tipping. They also have unique ways of getting your server's attention with call bells you press, or simply by yelling "여기요" or "저기요." Cafe culture is newish, but actually surprisingly big in Korea. While I've enjoyed cafes in Europe, they tend to be crammed and smoky, whereas cafes in Korea are more diverse, modern, comfortable and creative. Some of them even have different floors. Whether you're studying, there's a quiet floor, a floor for soft play with children, a floor for talking with your friends, and even some of them have nap areas as well, which I find quite interesting. Of course, coffee quality has also stepped up over time, and you can find places in Korea with top-notch flavors. Two of my favorite coffee shops in the world are actually in Korea. Now, of course, Korean people do work very hard, but they also play hard as well. And at first you may find Koreans a little standoffish, especially in Seoul, but there's genuine warmth once they get to know you. Of course, there's more distance among strangers and less among people in a social circle, and social space in Korea is not really a thing. Of course, personal space in Korea is not really a thing and is something that I still find annoying from time to time, but you do get used to it. And in smaller cities like Daegu, ajumas or older women would also walk up to me from time to time, give me oranges, and sometimes I've been fortunate enough to meet families, attend weddings and go on trips all over the country with locals, which I don't think I'd have that opportunity if I was still in the UK. Talking of opportunities, Korea is one of the few countries left where you can arrive with just a college degree and work your way to financial independence. Now, I came to Korea during the COVID-19 pandemic. I quit my job in the UK. Me and my partner sold our house, and we came to Korea with not any Korean, no real idea of what Korea could be like, and thought we would go for it simply because we had time off during the pandemic and wanted to, travel the world a bit more. But in Korea, you don't necessarily need to have that much work experience. I came with a 10-year recruitment and customer service background, but now I work in a completely different field, and we'll talk about that on some later episodes. Of course, Koreans do have one of the highest average incomes in the world and a strong customer culture, and Korea is the country and the demographic that spend the most on luxury goods. Of course, the quality of life has improved over the years, and Korea has some of the most convenient services in the world to go with that. So you can get day groceries delivered the same day or within a few hours, and you can call taxis quickly. Of course, moving to Korea, you will need to download Korean apps and websites which allow you to do many things, such as shopping and banking on your phone. That said, one of the downsides and a big disadvantage here for me is the air quality. Now, it has gradually worsened over the years, and friends of mine who have lived in Beijing have remarked that the air quality there was clean in the past when they visited, so it might not be a problem for you, but the air quality, especially in winter, has got really bad, and lots of yellow dust does come over from China. That said, the weather here can be quite erratic as well. Winters are getting colder, summers are getting hotter, and there's more fluctuation day to day. So if you are coming just to visit, in winter, make sure you pack lots of hand warmers, lots of warm clothes. Or if you're coming during the summer, I think you need to pack just shorts and a t-shirt and a couple of fans, because it is very hot. Especially in Daegu, where I live, it's called Defrica, because it simply feels dry like Africa. Something you will hear in Korea quite often is the term bali bali, which means hurry hurry, because the pace is really fast. Now, subways and buses are always on time, and there's little wait. Taxis drive at speed, and people also walk fast on the sidewalks as well. One thing I took for granted when I went back to the UK this year to visit family was that stores are open literally so late at night, if not all night long. Whereas in the UK, some stores close at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Convenience stores here open literally 24/7. And they tend to be located on every street corner or every side of the road, depending where you live, also for coffee as well. Now, with that, stores do open and close in the blink of an eye, and one bad thing about Korea is that your favorite restaurant that's open one week may be there, and then you go back a couple of weeks later and it's gone. Stores open and close all the time, and that is one thing that I do find quite annoying here, compared to stores in the West where they are open quite often. Now, when you are coming to Korea, I do recommend purchasing a SIM card that will let you have a Korean phone number, which lets you set up taxi apps, also delivery apps and shopping apps, depending how long you're coming for. So they are a must, and I can check out, and we will talk about apps to download in a future episode. So I came to Korea for a working holiday back in the pandemic after the first lockdown in the UK in 2020, initially on a working holiday which was for 1 year, and during that time I have many different jobs, although there is a cut-off of how many hours you can work. I enjoyed travelling, doing different work exchange, language exchange in turn for accommodation and basic food. I do think a working holiday really at first is a great way to see the country. I live with some Koreans, other foreigners, and really kind of put myself back to a backpacker and a holiday that I'd never really had when I was younger. I think a working holiday is a great way for you to travel around the country without having many ties or tied down to an employer. And the cut-off when I came was 30 or 31 years old with a UK passport, and I later found out that you could extend that with a UK passport for 2 years, which I did do, and again with that you had to do an activity plan, which we'll touch upon on another episode. But yeah, when I think about leaving Korea, I actually wanted to stay. I was enjoying the safety here, the amenities, the high-tech culture, and infrastructure, so I switched over and work in the entertainment industry, which I've dabbled in the past. However, it was quite daunting at first, but after 3 years of doing it, I found myself with a new lease of life, a lot more confidence, meeting new people, and I think it wouldn't have been possible to do that and have these opportunities without being in Korea. Also, the Korean culture has made me a bit more comfortable as well. As you may have noticed on some other episodes of interviews that I've done, I struggled with my weight before coming here, and Korean food culture helped me overcome that, and I had a more healthy lifestyle. I do recommend coming to Korea for a holiday first before moving here. Having said that, that's not something that I did. I guess a working holiday is an extended holiday, but definitely try and dabble and work out which area of Korea you like. Of course, I work in Seoul very often, and I love Seoul. Seoul is basically a more modern, clean London, and you can literally find everything, do everything in Seoul. Although I opted for more space and a more quiet life in Daegu. And for me, Daegu is a similar size to Bristol, where I grew up in the UK. So coming up on South Korea Untold, we're going to talk about all the different types of visas and requirements for that, places you should and shouldn't visit, must and mustn'ts whilst you're in Korea, the off-the-beaten-track things you really should see and do while you're here, Korean language, and also interviews with other expats and why they came to Korea in the first place, and what they're doing here and what they like and don't like about Korea. Now, of course, if you've enjoyed this first episode of South Korea Untold, please share the podcast, click like and subscribe below, and also sign up for announcements of episode 2.